So after all these years and its very tumultuous run and its very chaotic third season, Euphoria is over. Like, forever. And it's a weird thing for me to be emotional about, but I want to talk about it because I was a hater. I did not like this show at all. Any part of it whatsoever. And it wasn't until season 2 came out and everyone was watching it, Euphoria Sundays, that's when it got me. And it didn't even really get me, but I got the hype. I was like, okay, I feel like I could probably watch this show at some point. And then I started season 1. I've started season 1 a few times. I think the first time I didn't even make it a few minutes into the episode. I was like, narration out. And then second time I was like, damn, this is corny, out. But around the third or fourth time attempting to watch the show and like actually giving it a chance, because you're not giving it a full chance if you just turn that shit off, right? After watching the first episode and specifically seeing how great Zendaya was as Rue, it really captivated me, especially as a former addict. Me and Rue even have the same drugs of choices, at least we did. That's twin for real, only I'm not dead, which is great for me, I think. But I thought the first season was good, and I thought the second season was low-key even better, especially the way they got into some weirder directing choices, and the cinematography evolved, and people started becoming better actors and stuff like that. Like, it was definitely better than the first season to me, and then we waited all this time. Low-key, even with the special episodes, I thought we weren't getting anything else. I was like, fingers crossed, but like, whoa. With all the drama that was going on, I just never knew if we were gonna get a season 3. Little did I know, bitch. I loved it. I thought it was so cool. And if you want to know how I feel about specific episodes, you can low-key go back on my channel and check it out. I reviewed a few of them. I don't think I reviewed 7 or 8, but that's what we're doing right now, kinda, so whatever. From the very beginning, I was like, oh shit, this is different. And I loved it. I thought that it only made sense for it to be completely different because they're not in high school anymore, and the world is completely different when you're out of high school, especially given the time jump. I was like, what the fuck is this even gonna be like? But the choice to go in like a Pulp Fiction, the genre, like a race film direction, like an old neo-noir western crime drama thriller, like, what the fuck? I never would have expected that, and I definitely wasn't expecting to see as many black all-stars as I did in this season. I wasn't expecting to see black people given the opportunity to shine as much as they did in this season. There's this one edit that I saw, and I was like,
you never really know a motherfucker's true intentions.
Verbatim, I told him, it's my word, it's mine's only. Let on the nose, they told me, set me pop, finna cry in the photo. The souls is over vulnerable. Nigga want a mission now, not that I told you. I miss being with just
season 3 for us? Like, us? You know what I mean? It kind of low-key seemed obvious the more that I thought about it, but I was like, damn, maybe that's why I like it so much. And maybe that's why a lot of the TikTokers and a lot of the commenters that I'm seeing don't. Maybe it's like a thing, I bring up some of these actors' performances to people, and they're like, who? And I'm like, bro from The Wire? And they're like, what? I thought this season was kind of messy. There were a lot of things that I kind of wanted addressed. I wanted more Nate and Jules. I liked the moment they had. I was expecting kind of a twist. I was like, oh my god, what if? But that'd be too crazy, like, as if it's not crazy enough. Like, people are like, I wanted this. Bro, you have all this other shit going on. A lot of people didn't like the other shit going on, but I was a huge fan. Realistically, like I said, if you want to hear how I feel about all those other episodes, you can go back and you can watch it. But the finale, oh my god, we need to talk about that finale. Fuck. Rue dying is crazy. Apparently, not surprising, but crazy. I watched this finale with someone who had never seen the show before. Ever. Not one single episode. So the only episode they've seen is the finale. And when Rue died, I was like crying. I was like, fuck, no way. No way. And they were like, did you not see this coming? Because I saw this coming and I've never even seen the show. Okay, well, maybe if you haven't seen the show, you know the context. Also, I'm used to writers being cowards. It's 2026. It's a TV show. I know it's Sam Levinson, but I was like, I thought at least someone was going to get a happy ending. Does anyone get a happy ending? I love how it literally just turned into a Tarantino film at the end. Not actually, but like the blood and everything. Oh my god, what the fuck? I am still kind of thinking about how cool I thought it was and how cool I thought it was, dude. I don't think there's been a time in recent memory. I keep on trying to think, but I really can't remember a time where I was like literally on the edge of my seat and like cheering. I was fried, but like I was cheering and I was like, oh my god, and I cried and I laughed and I was like, oh my god, heart was racing. Like, it was so much fun. It was one of the most fun experiences I've ever had, and I feel like I really needed that after Stranger Things, because fuck you. I just had the time of my life watching this finale. It just felt like real deal television. That montage at the end of Rue's life, you got me fucked up. I audibly was like, oh, we're doing this. Oh, we doing this. Okay. Jules continuing to be unbearable makes perfect sense to me. I feel like emotional integrity and maturity is learned and not easily, and it requires taking a lot of responsibility for your actions. And I don't really remember. I know people are like, did you even watch the special episodes? Yeah, suck a dick about it. I don't really remember very specific situations where Jules took responsibility for her actions, and like, it really doesn't make sense to me. Well, I guess I should say the way her character ends up makes sense to me. Nate dying makes sense, even though I feel like that was definitely meant to be more of like a cinematic end, like someone has to die, right? And all things were leading to him dying. Were we really thinking that he was going to get his ass out of debt? Probably not, right? I thought that scene with the rattlesnake was so cool, and that interview of him talking about it where it was all cuddly, I think it was really like a python or something like that. It was so cute. Oh my god, it was such a great scene to watch. Every scene in this finale was just enjoyable to watch. It was just fun. And like, I think it was a great way to end this series. I'm about to watch it again. I've only watched it once. That's why this review is kind of all over the place. I don't have any notes. I'm sure there's a lot of things that I can talk about or could talk about, but I don't even think I will. Because like, you feel how you feel. And I feel so good about this ending. And God, I feel like I really don't want to keep repeating myself, because I have been for this entire video. But I just had a fucking blast. It was a fucking blast, dude. One of my favorite finales. One of my favorite finales ever. I really liked it. I know that that's low-key kind of a hot take, but I really liked it. Alamo and Maddie and Bishop too. Can I give you a ride home? Oh, dude. He was the python. Notice like the difference in my stance. I could stand up like a bad bitch. I could sit up like a bad bitch if I wanted to. I was slumped like this for like this entire review, and then I like looked at myself and I was like, no wonder my fucking back be hurting. What the fuck? Like, but this looks kind of weird, right? Hold on. I could like lean like this. Even this is better. I can feel my back being like, thank you, God. Fuck. But I don't know if I have much left to say about this finale. I think I'll just like end up going in circles talking about how cool it was. I really liked it, and I would give it 5 stars if I could. I don't know. But let me know in the comments what you guys thought. Euphoria is over. That's crazy. Not a lot of shows made me feel the way this show has. Like, it was very nostalgic. I had a very similar high school experience to Euphoria. So for me, it was more of like a nostalgia thing, and God, some of those scenes will live in my head forever. And then like I try to show them to people, and they seem kind of corny. Like scenes that made me cry seem so corny. That scene of Cassie and Nate when like driving and Orville Peck is playing, and she's like, "I'm so wet," and he's looking at her like, dude, showing that to anyone is the biggest hear me out. But like that scene had me shedding tears. It was so beautiful. And like, you know what? If you get it, you get it. I swear to God. And I don't have any interest in explaining it to people that don't, because it's exhausting and I'm too over that shit. But thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, make sure you like the video if you liked the video, and subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss anything. We're almost to 400 subscribers, and I'm doing a 420 giveaway for 420 subscribers. I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you. Fuck off.